Michael, episode 4, we are going to be making Italian marinara gravy. What you will need, these are the ingredients. You will need 3 cans of Rienzi. We like the brand Rienzi very much for the crushed tomatoes. If you can find this, that would be wonderful. We also have 2 cans of San Marzano peeled tomatoes. We have the Cento brand, but any San Marzano brand will do. If you have an Italian market by you, just go ahead and find a San Marzano peeled. They'll use that for the recipe. We will also be having a quarter red pepper flakes, pepperoncini. We will have a teaspoon of Italian seasonings, a teaspoon of oregano. A tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a tablespoon of oregano, and a tablespoon of basil. We will also be using Vidalia onions, a large one. See how big that is in my hand? And then a half of that size. Like 1 large and a half onion. We will also be using a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And in addition, 7 cloves of garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cloves of garlic. We use, Grammy always said, use 1 large garlic for each can of tomato sauce can, and then another one, and then throw in 2 more. Those are the ingredients that you will need.
Well, the reason I added the extra one,
oh, Evelyn,
they weren't big enough.
We felt they weren't big enough, so if they're not large enough, 6 to 7 is what you're going to use. That will be about it for the recipes. That will be about it for the recipe. That will be all you need, and we will be back to show you more. Thank you. Okay, now we're preparing the onion for the recipe. Evelyn's cutting up the tip of the Vidalia onion. And now she's going to peel out the outer layer. We'll just pause while she peels it, but you can see how she's doing it, and we'll be back in 2 seconds. Now, Evelyn, the hand.
I cut...
Hand!
Not all the way through. Kind of like down... You don't want to cut it all the way through.
Okay, she does it this way where she goes, and she doesn't cut it all the way through.
I don't cut it all the way through.
Be careful with your fingers.
So it's all one, and then I turn it and make checkers.
Turn it and make checkers. Checkers, okay. Crisscross. Crisscross.
And then I turn it on its side.
Turns it on the side. There you go. And okay, and it's a nice... You get your nice little pieces that are going to be going on the bottom. Oh, the hand's showing you about what size they are.
And you know what? I think that's going to be enough because that big one.
Okay.
Had a lot.
Let me show the pan how we did the big one there. And after this, we're going to do you a quick, fast view of how we cut the big one. These are a couple two different ways you can cut the onion. Okay, that's it. And we're going to pause, and I'll be back. What is it? All right, we're back at the portion in which we're preparing the base of the gravy. We have added a 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. We forgot to mention that when we talked about the ingredients, but you have to always have extra virgin olive oil handy, and it must be a high quality, nice extra virgin olive oil.
I heat the oil up a little bit.
So Evelyn's putting it in the pan. You see how it covers the pan there, the 1/2 cup? And
I started at 3 at first.
she started at 3, so, and see right around there, a little bit less, a little bit halfway between low and medium. And now we're putting that 1 1/2 chopped onions into the bottom of the pan for the gravy. Okay? Just like that. Okay, Evelyn's going to take a wooden slotted spoon. She's going to take a wooden slotted spoon and mix it.
Coat it?
Mix. Mix it at the bottom of the pan so they're all coated. You see that? And she's going to cook it on low for about 20 minutes. So this is a little bit different than the way I do it. I kind of do it on high faster, but her gravy is so good. So chop it like that. It's all coated. See that? Do you need more olive oil?
No, because it's all coated.
It's all coated.
Once it starts,
because you do it on low, that's what's good.
Once it heats up,
Okay.
juices of the onions
Oh, the juices
come
of the onion
out,
will flow out.
and it, yeah,
Okay.
it gets good.
All right, so
You
we're
don't
gonna
want to burn it.
Yeah, do
That's
not
why,
burn it. That's why she does it on low.
like-
But you gotta watch it, so it doesn't.
After a while, I turn it a little lower once the heat gets going.
She turns it lower once the heat
You don't
gets
want to
going.
burn it because you
No.
really ruin the gravy.
So we're gonna now prep the garlic. You're gonna prep the garlic, chop it up and dice it like the way we showed you in the episode 1 of Cooking for Michael. And we'll be back and we'll continue after 20 minutes and we'll look at how translucent the onions are, right? Okay, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so now we're back and the onions have sweated and they're now translucent. It actually, she's had it on low, like we said.
I've been playing
she
between
was playing
3
between-
and 1.
She's been playing between all those temperatures.
You don't want it to burn.
You just don't want it to burn. You have to stand, you have to watch over. You really do, because so it won't burn. You need to mix it around. But you see how it's kind of translucent now? It's sweated. So that looks good. Again, it's been a half an hour at this low temperature. So it looks great. Now we're going to add.
I'm going to do the peeled first.
You don't do the garlic right on the onion? No. You do it? Do you? No. Okay. All right, good. So the peeled first. Here we go. Are the 2 peeled? I usually put them before I put them in.
I know.
All right, so
you could do that. That's probably best.
So she's pouring in the whole, but what we're gonna do, she's gonna squeeze those out with her hands later. But sometimes what you could do before you pour them in is you could put them in a bowl and squeeze them in your hands so they mush around. But she poured them in. Her hands are clean thoroughly. And she's squeezing and crushing them, the San Marzano tomatoes.
You might want to put the garlic in first, like you said.
All right, so now she's crushing the tomatoes, and you could have put the garlic in first, but that's okay. Listen, it all goes in the same place, as Grandpa used to say. Okay. Now we put in the Rienzi crushed tomatoes. Pour them in, mix them up a little so the onion doesn't burn up into this. Okay. 2 cans and 3. So a total of 5 cans. 2 cans peeled or whole San Marzano tomatoes and 3 crushed Rienzi.
And I put water, a can of water.
Do you do that?
Yes.
Okay, she's putting a can. My mom used to do that too. She's going to take one of the cans. Fill it with water.
Get all the stuff out.
Get the stuff out, and then
You don't have to do this. I won't show you, but I kind of like get all the other stuff. Grandpa showed me this.
Grandpa used to do that, yeah.
Yeah, get all.
Want us to get all little tomato nooks and crannies? Pour from one to the other, through 5, and now that tomato nooks and crannies are going back in the gravy. And again. And now we're going to add those 7 cloves of garlic. Does that look good or what? Why does that look so good?
Now.
And now.
Spices.
Now we're going to add the spices. In a little bit. We're going to pause. And after she adds the garlic, now we're going to put in the spices. In a bowl, we have 1 tablespoon of dried basil, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, and 1 tablespoon of Italian seasonings. In addition, we have a half a tablespoon of crushed red pepper. Those pepperoncinis, they add a kick. Those are in your spicy section too. And a 1/4 tablespoon of salt. We're going to mix this all up. We're going to mix that up.
Bring it to
and
a
then
boil.
we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for a couple hours. We'll talk to you about that in a minute. We're going to come back when we show it at a boil and how we take it to a simmer. And that's what you're going to leave it on, to let the flavors infuse. But while we're waiting, it's time for another Mr. Twisty. We'll be back to show you that momentarily. Thank you.
Alright, it's starting to boil.
It's starting to boil.
Gotta mix it so it doesn't stick.
And so we're mixing it so it doesn't stick, but this is the point in time which you take it from the higher temperature up to low, which will let it simmer. Now, Evelyn, how long did you think you had it on 7 to get it to boil? Probably about, I don't know, 20
Yeah.
But you have to always watch it.
Gotta watch it.
See how it was boiling now? She lowered the temperature.
You gotta always mix it so it doesn't stick on the bottom.
Just always mix it so it doesn't stick on the bottom. If it burns, then things don't go very well.
And simmering, what does simmering mean?
Simmering means that it's just a few little bubbles. It's on low. It's just a slow, kind of slow thing, cooking thing.
See a couple boils coming up.
Just a
Bubbles.
couple. Yeah, you just want it, but you have to constantly mix.
Every 10 minutes, pop in
Yeah,
the
every
kitchen.
10 minutes, pop in the kitchen and do that, and then I forget. I think this is actually gonna simmer now.
4
It could go
hours.
4 hours, guys. I know it seems like a long time, but when you're watching football, Michael, you know, you just come back in the kitchen, you mix it around. You're gonna be so happy when you have this homemade gravy, and you're gonna be able to put it in the fridge for a week, and you can freeze it. You put in little containers like these things, and then you have your little sizes that you can have with your ravis. So let's break now, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna come back in a couple of hours. Did we forget anything?
Should we show how it simmers?
No, simmering is happening now. It's light. It's gonna be light bubbles, but you gotta constantly mix. Okay, and with that we will pause, and then
we
we'll
don't want it to boil.
Yes, we heard. Yes, we heard it. Okay, so we're gonna come back, and we're gonna then finish it up, and then we're gonna plate it.
Shout out to Timon.
And shout out to T-Bone again. I hope you like this gravy too, and all my nieces and nephews, and anyone who watches other than Michael. But we'll be back with you guys. Talk to you soon. We just want to show you a quick view of what simmering is. As the hand shows you, it's just tiny little bubbles. Poppity pop, pop, poppity pop, pop. That's it. Mix, mix, mix. Don't let it burn on the bottom. We will be back while you watch your football. You just mix, mix, mix. See you in a moment. Okay, so the gravy has been cooking for about 3 to 4 hours, about 4 hours. And now, Michael, we cooked some raviolis because we'd like to, we know you know how to cook the ravi, so we don't have to teach you that. And we're gonna taste these now. Oh my God, how good does that look? How's the smell? Does it smell good?
Delicious.
Oh my God, it smells amazing. And we had some fresh, we took the gravy, we put it on the wraps. Good?
It really is.
Oh, I can't wait to try. I gotta do this.
What does Lydia say? Mangiani.
Tutta mangiani. We love Lydia Bastianchi. We love her. Just like our parents, the same type of cooking. Very simple.
Really good.
It's about fresh ingredients. Okay, here I go. Oh my God. Oh, that is so good.
Now you can have it chunky like this, or you can strain it.
Michael, wait. This is so delicious. It's insane. Okay. One more thing we'd like to show you. If you have a contraption like this, you can take the gravy. See the gravy? Excuse me. You see that gravy? How it's chunky and everything. We have the onions and the garlic and all the great things in it. You can have it like this chunky, which is absolutely delicious. But if you have one of these contraptions,
This is what I do. I strain it.
what Evelyn does, and
mix it
I
all
do that
together.
too. And mix it all together. You pour the gravy. You would take the gravy and you would pour it in here, and then you just do the mill. Twist, twist, twist. Then go back to get the gunk off the bottom. Then twist, twist, twist. Go back. Get the gunk off the bottom. Then twist, twist, twist. And then you would have a nice smooth marinara underneath, which would fuse the garlic and the onions as it squeezes through the milk. But it's not necessary. It's still just as delicious.
Chunky.
Just as delicious,
like it
chunky like
chunky.
this. Put that on my meatball. I mean my wrap. I'm not gonna grate the Romano
Yeah, but
right now. 'cause
we
I
usually
wanna
know
eat this. Anyway, I think we're gonna end this. That's mine. Damn it. Oh, excuse that. Excuse the curse, please. It's a family show.
It's really good.
It was so good. It is so delicious.